Hi Sagittarius, it's early in the morning and we're still bathing in the Pisces full moon. And this is your reading for the second half of September. And I'm Vera. And if you want a private reading, the info is below. I've been really enjoying doing the private readings recently. It's been revelatory. Anyway, okay. So revelation. So this is for the full moon in Pisces through to the new moon in Virgo. And I woke up, it's early, and I woke up thinking Sagittarius to encourage you to respect, to trust, to allow for the accretions, of your dreams, the coalescence of your dreams as we move through time. Even if you're having a hard time right now, think of anything in your life that you once dreamed of that then came into being. And of course it didn't come exactly as you had planned, but it came. So, or maybe you didn't plan it, Sagittarius, you know. Just there's something about your fiery initiatory processes, the strength and clarity of your vision and your aim. But I'm encouraging you under this Pisces full moon and these incredible times to not do your thing at all, but to be aware of and allow for the accretions in time as we all play out together, and as you know, to allow, maybe even to, I was going to say to allow for others their own pace, but allow for your own paces too. We all have various paces. Like today's Sunday. I woke up thinking, oh, I'll go running, and then I was like, I don't know. For me, I like to have a day in the week, or at least in the fortnight, every other week, that I can just stay home. It doesn't mean I don't do anything, but I stay in my home. I probably spend more time in my home than a lot of people because of my various jobs that I have allow for a flexible schedule, but there's something about really tending to the very close things that also allows for and draws in the dreams that might seem a bit further away than you'd like them to be right now. But to be present invites more presence. To be with the accretions through time, which are how we play out our life story. Like, yes, in a way, everything happens at once. One of my daughters likes to say it's all the same day. We just see this night and day pattern happening, but it's all the same day as since the world began, right? Or since the Big Bang, or whatever. To allow for those accretions in time is the beauty of life. That's the beauty of knowing someone. Okay, that's enough of my sermoning. So what's your luck for your luck under this? I've been getting this multiple times through a variety of readings. If there's a book that you would like to read but hasn't been written, it is your job to write it. That's a Toni Morrison quote. But also if there's an adventure, or if there's a dream, if there's a hope, if there's a desire that you haven't yet fully experienced and allowed to play out, say love, if you haven't allowed a deep, true love to play out. Or if that hasn't happened, to slow down enough to allow things to sort of resolve around you. Things that maybe you can't do anything about, really, except for honor the feelings you have towards others and express them in proper measure. But sometimes others have to, they have to go through their things before new things can start to occur between the two of you, perhaps. Okay. I also think of that in terms of any goal, like a career goal or the journey of parenting. I woke up and I just really felt called to do your reading, Sag. You're next. And, you're getting the Nine of Pentacles. So this is also about remaining. Like, it's funny that I said how I wanted to stay home today. And I'm not sure I will. I might have to go for a run. You know yourself. And in each moment, like, I like the way the astrologer Lorna Bevan talks about how, like, we no longer need to work on ourselves, like, in some old-fashioned way. That was current a minute ago, but, like, we don't have to think of it in the same way as working on yourself. Like, and you don't have to think of yourself in the same way as, like, these are my habits, these are my routines, like, because we tend to want to pattern our lives in that way, which you can do to some extent, and I'm actually saying that you should allow for that accretion time, but, like, it doesn't have to be stilted, it doesn't have to become, like, overly planned. There's something about the changing of the calendar, like that we move more in the rhythms of the earth, and part of moving in the rhythms of the earth is moving in the rhythms of our own consciousness and our own body, and allowing those to surprise us, and allowing our life to surprise us as we go along. Okay. And, okay. I'm worried that my phone's going to run down, so I'm going to pull you a card because I started this without... I shuffled the cards, but I didn't power the phone as much as I should have. Okay, so the change that's happening for you during the time of Uranus and Taurus, which we've been in since May of last year, but then it went back into Aries. Anyway, so now the next, like, 6-ish years of these these changes, which are disruptive and stabilizing at the same time. So it's just like a huge change in, like, economic systems and basically the way we live on Earth, right? But for you, what's happening right now, one of my favorite cards, for you, what's happening right now is just to trust in the movement. Maybe you've propelled the boat a little bit. You've done your part, and you'll continue to do your part when the tide and all the elements and the factors call for it, but you can also, like, rest in the fact that you are moving towards your truest, deepest life in these coming years and days, minutes and hours. Something happy for Saturn stationing to go direct later this week, and how it's helping you, again, to allow for these accretions and to allow for the foundations of whatever new joy is coming towards you. The Ace of Pentacles. How awesome. And in this cute deck. So you can do it. You can be there for it. You can be there for it. And then what and how are the ancestors? Like, sometimes I think we think of, like, the depths as being, like, scary things that we don't want to deal with, or, like, it can feel sad or hard to be there. But, like, you also have the depths to draw upon of, like, oh my gosh, wow. So change. So trust in the changes that have occurred, throughout history. The depth your ancestors know about change. They know of change, right? Trust in the change that is happening now, and in all the support you have to navigate it.